What's up everyone, Bran here from Bloody Breakdown, and today I just want to do a spoiler-free review. Yes, spoiler-free, so if you haven't seen Leprechaun Returns yet, and you're kind of wanting to gauge how you might feel about it, if you want to spend the time or money to go check it out, then this is a great video for you to watch, because I'm going to keep things as spoiler-free as absolutely possible, and just kind of give you my experience watching Leprechaun Returns. So, Leprechaun Returns. We all know there's been a pretty big gap here with no Leprechaun films, and especially if you don't count that piece of crap Leprechaun Origins that I think WWE Films did, which really, in my opinion, had nothing to do with the franchise. It was an attempt at a reboot. It wasn't anything, you know, the Leprechaun films have sort of a, I guess a formula. You've got a lot of cheesy one-liners and comedy and gross out moments, brutality. You know, if you can kind of put those together around the story, you got a Leprechaun film. It's really not hard to do, and they didn't do a very good job of that. So yeah, it's been a while since we've actually had a legitimate Leprechaun film. And a lot of people were a little iffy because, once again, it's not Warwick Davis playing the role, but the role is going back to the Leprechaun we all know and love. That type of character. Not a mindless animal like we saw in Origins. Another, a Leprechaun with limericks and cheesy one-liners and brutal kills. That's what worked. That's what it seemed like most of the fan bases wanted. Did we get it? In my opinion, yes. I think Leprechaun Returns is probably the best Leprechaun film I've seen in quite some time. Now, I know that's not saying a whole lot. I know these films aren't supposed to be, you know, cinematic masterpieces. They're not. They're cheesy, campy fun. And they fit into that niche in the horror community where, you know, we like the horror, we like the blood and guts, we like the gross out, we like the comedy, we like the cheese of it all. And this movie really does a good job of going back to that. You know, I'd say, I guess I should first clarify for those who don't know, this movie is pulling a Halloween 2018. Leprechaun Returns is a direct sequel to the original 1993 film with Jennifer Aniston and that cast and crew. Now, a lot of people have been wondering, is there any more tie or connection back to the original other than the character of Ozzy being involved in this film? And let me go ahead and say, because there were some rumors floating around about Ozzy's fate, I'm not going to confirm or deny. All I will say is that Ozzy is a pretty constant face in this film. He is pretty much throughout the entire film, I'll say that. You do see him. Are there any other characters from the original that you're going to see in this one? Kind of. Kind of. I'll say that. I'm not going to say anything about who. It is a little bit of a surprise. It may not be exactly what you're thinking or hoping it may be, but it's something. I'll just say that. There is more reference to the original. The characters are linked in this film to some of the characters in the original. So there is a lot of that backstory from the first one. You can definitely tell it's a direct sequel to the first one. They don't mention or mess with anything that came after the first film. It kind of picks up years later at the very well that he, they think they got rid of the Leprechaun at. So, the new Leprechaun, the voice work is really good. Now, first and foremost, let's go ahead and put it out here. Warwick Davis doesn't want to do any horror films right now, according to his own word. That he gave an interview recently about that as to why he didn't come back. He doesn't want to do horror while he's got young kids. He wants to wait until they're 18. I can respect that. But this new guy, his name eludes me at the moment, but he did a really good job in this role. You know, looking at this movie and watching it, there are certain points where I kind of forget it's not Warwick Davis. In saying that, I think that, you know, the movement, the voice, the delivery of lines, and, you know, things like that, I think that this new guy was dead on with not only making it something that fans of the franchise would appreciate from a Warwick Davis performance, he also made it his own too at the same time. And going back to what I said earlier, this Leprechaun is the Leprechaun that you remember. It's not that thing from Origins. It's what you remember from the original series. The cheesy one-liners, the limericks, the brutal kills. I'll say that. There are some very brutal kills in this movie. The characters, other than maybe two, are a bit in line with the Leprechaun franchise, where it's just like, yeah, any of these people can die. And I'll be okay with that. Because these movies aren't really about developing a character that you care about other than Leprechaun. It's more about the ride you go on with the Leprechaun. And I think we all understand that and realize that. So I'll say this, without giving away anything too much spoilery, I think the trailer, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It does a pretty good job of establishing the story about where we're going from here. And honestly, I think saying anything outside of the trailer may be giving a little bit too much away. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here and give you my official spoiler-free rating. It's on video on demand right now. It's online. You can rent it to stream it. I believe that they're eventually going to have some physical media for this movie, if I'm not mistaken. With that said, would I, if I were you out there, rent this movie online? Yes, I would. I think that it is it's a trip down memory lane, and it's really cool, even though it's not Warwick Davis, and even though maybe you couldn't get everyone back to do certain things, I think that the story explains things well. I think the performances are good enough. In the case of the Leprechaun, I think he did a bang-up job. Now, would I purchase this movie when it comes out on physical media? Yes, and that's not just because I'm a completist who wants all the Leprechaun films. As you can see right here, I was rope-a-doped into buying Origins. But with that said, it's not just because I'm a completist and I want them all. I honestly think that this is one of the better Leprechaun films, especially one of the best ones I've seen recently. So yeah, with that said, guys, if you're a horror fan, if you're a fan of the Leprechaun franchise, give this one a shot. I know that the last one or two maybe set you away from thinking this is something you might want to see. Most people I know out there aren't really big fans of the franchise after the third one. But as far as I'm concerned, this movie, Leprechaun Returns, is a return to the original format, to the original feel, and I recommend it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a nice little cheesy, campy horror film that you can spend some time, actually around the holidays, with your family and friends if they're weird like us, watching it. And yeah, so with that said, everyone, before you go, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and ring that notification bell if you haven't already, so you'll never miss another upload. Also, take a look down in the description section. You'll see some links down there. One is to Bloody Breakdown's Patreon, where if you enjoy the work we do here at Bloody Breakdown, you can become a one-time or a monthly contributor financially and earn the perks that come with that contribution. Also, we have a link to Honey, and that is our specific link down below. You have to click that one if you want to support this channel, and you'll download a web browser add-on called Honey, and every time you go to buy something online, I know it's the holidays, there's probably some last-minute Christmas shoppers out there. I'm looking at you, Todd, Jen, I'm looking at you. Anytime you want to buy a Christmas present, like, last minute like we're doing now, you want to buy something on Amazon, you want to order a pizza online, anything like that, Honey will kick in on your web browser and shave off a couple of bucks, giving you the absolute best price. So you can save money while you support Bloody Breakdown. Win-win. Also, the Amazon wish list is down below. If you'd like to help support the channel by buying some equipment that could make the overall quality of this channel better, that would be greatly appreciated. And all of our social media links are down there as well, to the Facebook group, to the Twitter, to the Instagram. So follow, friend, like, and share us all while you're there. And definitely, guys, down below that in the comment section, I want to know what you guys think. If you've already seen Leprechaun Returns, please don't put anything spoilery down there that anyone could see and get upset with me about. But let me know your thoughts about it. If you haven't seen it, let me know, if you feel like going to see it now based on my spoiler-free review. That'll stroke the ego real well. So yeah, anyway, leave me some comments, guys. I'm Brand from Bloody Breakdown, and we'll catch you next time.